You already know what time it is. It's your boy DJRichieSkye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. All right, Sky Squad, what's going on? I wanted to just kind of catch us up on the basketball wives of it all real quick because there are some things that kind of popped up after the episode aired and we got to discuss it really quickly. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, right? Like the video if you like reality TV related content. Now let's get into the tea. So right after the episode of Basketball Wives aired, Takari came out in defense of Jackie. This is what she had to say. When referring to the altercation between Jackie and her daughter, Chantel, Takari says she, meaning Chantel, doesn't even know our mom. If she did, she would only try to protect her. She didn't deserve to be done like this on her platform. That's all I have to say about this. So, this text I should say, comment exchange between Takari and then Moniece Slaughter from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, they got into the business over this whole situation. And I would give you a preface with the timeline of events leading up to Takari writing the book, defending herself about the accusations that have been made about her. So we're going to dive into all of it and put it all into context in Takari's words. So she's defending Jackie, but she's also defending herself. Moniece Slaughter says, Takari, you doing a lot, sis. At one point, this was you, and we all defended you too. You was hollering neglect and that you too were a victim of Jackie. So I guess I'm a little confused. If you're not going to talk about it, don't talk about it. Because you did go through the comments and respond to dang near everybody to talk about it. And it was your mom first. Now it's your sister. So if you're going to address anyone, address your sister because let's be clear. Was it not you that posted something after one of the episodes aired and nobody reported on it until your sister addressed you publicly, just as you done her publicly? But we never saw your response to her response to your initial public shade/outreach. Now, I know that was a tongue twister, so hopefully you were able to follow along with that. But it's also on the screen for you to read as you please. Also, this came from Reality Entertainment TV. Make sure to follow them on Instagram. All right. So Takari responds and says, everyone keeps saying they are confused. That's because it's my business. Also, you've never seen me attack my mom. The only reason you know about me is because I was spoke about by the cast for years. What you saw was me defend myself against claims of being a con artist and a scammer for having a GoFundMe for my hurt child. The internet and the show took my son's accident and made it about a donation. I didn't bring this to y'all. My book was my side of what y'all seen going on. Another thing, I said what I said. My mom wouldn't be out here facing the world alone if they all left or whatever. I did not speak on their fight. That's their issue. I addressed what I wanted to. Have a good day, sis. Okay, so then it goes further. Let me pull that up for y'all. Moniece then responds and says, Takari, I wasn't referring to your GoFundMe or your son's accident. While I do remember that being a source of contention, what you said were things very similar to what your sister is saying about your mother, about size, deflection, etc. So you even said that she ostracized you because of your complexion. And it was brought up and pushed to the forefront because the world was shocked about the GoFundMe. And then Jackie brought it to TV. So all I'm saying now is that while it is your business and your family, you wrote a book and your sister made some pretty strong allegations. And so I would think that if your goal is to genuinely heal, then you'd address your family, not us. That's all. And I'm speaking from experience. So all I can say is that healing doesn't happen on the internet. Hmm, that's up for debate at this point. But the tough conversations that the world is not made privy to more often than not will get the job done. I do agree with that. And I think we talked about it several times. Their issues need to just remain, it's the things that are being said are so deep, with not only the issues that were already there, the issues that we've seen play out on the TV, but also the issues that um Chantel mentioned about Takari just a few weeks ago via social media, about some alleged inappropriateness. And we're going to get into that in just a second. So stay tuned. So then Takari responds and says, all I can say is, I know Chantel speaks for me a lot, but she's not my advocate. So I came on here last night to clear that up for y'all. I don't hate anyone. And if someone feels alone in this world, my heart will feel obligated to be there. That's just who I am. I wish nothing but an abundance of peace and healing for both of them. So I'm guessing what she's saying is if they needed her, that she would be there. But that's what I'm taking from it. But that let me know if you guys are reading that the same. And then she says Chantel speaks a lot for her. I'm assuming that maybe Chantel, when she is speaking about the issues that she faced with her mom, she's including all of her siblings in that because maybe she feels like they've all suffered at some way, shape, or form. But I'm not sure. I'm guessing this is the part that Takari wanted to clear up, that she should be speaking for herself. Takari then goes on and says, I don't have that much hurt in me. You saw me address my mom in the first couple of episodes of the show emotionally, but calmly. So, no, I wouldn't have seized an opportunity to hurt Jackie. I'm assuming she's trying to make a case that she would never have um, rolled up on her mom, maybe. She says, that's just who I am. I wish nothing but an abundance of peace and healing for them. We read that. So she says, emotionally but calmly. So, no, I wouldn't have seized an opportunity to hurt Jackie. That's your heart and your mentality. You can't put that on me, sis. Then she says, also, ma'am, Chantel and Brittany were addressed. You must have missed it. I waited on live for them to come confront me with their allegation and speak to some folks that had their own allegations against her. They didn't come. So after Chantel made the accusations of some alleged inappropriateness on behalf of Takari, I guess maybe towards her, then it sounds like Takari hopped on a live and was like, "Let's go. I mean, come with it. You want to spill the tea on the internet? Let's spill the tea on the internet." I'm assuming that's what she is saying here. That she did. Then she goes on to say, it was her and Brittany that she was wanting to address, which I think is very interesting. Um, Interesting. Okay. So then she goes on to state this part about her own allegations against her, but she doesn't specify who. So was it her own? Somebody had their own allegations against her sister or Brittany? I couldn't be really clear on that. The bottom line is this. I'm going to give you the resolve in this situation because I feel like it's so deep that it's like I think is there a responsible way to talk about this? I don't really know at this point. But since we're kind of covering just a bit of the news around it, I do feel like we can at least provide a solution that we think would be necessary. And by we, I mean me, myself, and Norman. Um, I think that the thing that needs to happen here is definitely some separation for a bit. I don't necessarily know that any of these women need to really have any kind of contact with maybe at least certain factions of them. Um, it sounds like Takari is in a healing space with Jackie, which we love to hear. But I also think that the television is probably not the best avenue to take for this particular family at this point in time. I just don't see it being helpful. I mean, they could very well come back next season and have some specialist on there and they could heal it all. I really don't know. But what I do know is that, yeah, I mean, seeing it play out like this, the best resolve is probably going to happen in time and behind the scenes, because I just feel like we are in a group chat about something that we probably just, we all kind of want to back out of right now, right? So I did want to follow up on that and get you guys that bit of information to start your day. And then if there's any other news following, I am doing a bit of traveling. So I will get back to that as soon as I can. All right. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next video.